This is lesson 2 of Writer's Workshop, and I want you to know that review is the first part of the lesson, then the mini lesson, then the writing time, and then author's chair. For the review, we're still doing passive verbs and action verbs. They do not use passive verbs in their writing. They only use action verbs. They should be at the point where they can recognize a passive verb now and realize that there needs to be something else. It's a good time after the review to play a game. The game that we used was a contest between the kids and the teacher, and if the kids were able to come up with a noun and an action verb, they got a point. If they messed up in less than 10 seconds time, then the teacher got a point. And it was real fun, competitive for them, and they enjoyed it. And they're all wound up and excited after that time. I compliment them and tell them what a good job they did. And then we start improving or increasing their list of action verbs. They all have their thesauruses. Get out their thesaurus, and I ask them for the normal kinds of words that come up to look it up in the thesaurus and make new action verb words. For example, taste. They could find many words for taste and write that on the back of their action word list. Another word, well, you can find them. They're words that the kids use all the time. See, and they can find other words for see. Run, they can find other words for run. Things that happen in their regular writing that they have now access to more words, which will increase their writing vocabulary tremendously just by having these action verb lists. And I want you to find a book at the library that has good descriptive paragraphs, because this unit is on description, narrative writing, figurative language, things that they see, hear, can touch, smell. Those kind of words make any story or any fiction or any narrative really powerful. For a 6 or 7 year old to be able to use those kind of words and put those kind of words in, it really affects their word choice. It really affects the quality of writing they do. So the reason why I've chosen this as the first 2 lessons is because it's very dramatic in the improvement it causes in kids' writing. So after you model that to them and read it to them, I like Trumpet of the Swans. I think it has great descriptive paragraphs. But the librarian can again help you with children's chapter books or literature for children that has dynamic descriptive paragraphs. And read some to the kids. Ask the kids what they think about them. Discuss them. Try to get feedback from the kids about what's good about this that you've modeled for them. And then go into writing time. Give them a 20-minute period, a half hour, to write their own descriptive paragraph with their own action verbs, and then have author's chair at the end. During the week, make sure you talk about when they're doing their journaling in the morning. If they want to share something with you, make sure you ask them how they're doing with their action verbs. Make sure they're thinking about this all week. So we've had 2 full weeks of action verbs versus passive verbs. And this should be a good start, not to bring them to mastery, but to bring them to a good working knowledge of how to use action verbs.